Good morning and happy Saturday. So excited. First of all, just for announcement's sake, we will be on Saturday this week, obviously, the 12th, the 19th, and the 26th will all be on Saturday, which is awesome that we can keep some consistency for a couple weeks. And then once we get into April, the first week in April, it'll be a Sunday, so the 3rd. And then the following week is Thrive Palooza. I am debating on whether or not I might still do it on the 9th that morning, Saturday, from my hotel room or something, just depending upon what events are going on that day. But I might do that. So I'll let you guys know and keep you updated. But first, we're going to talk about questions to ask yourself to improve your social media strategy. And then we're going to go into planning the week. So let's get started with questions that you want to ask yourself if you're wanting to improve your social media strategy. I do a random evaluation of my social media like every week on Thursdays. I try to see where's the engagement. If I were somebody like outside coming in, and I typically do this with Instagram. If I was somebody outside coming in that like had no idea, would I have an understanding of where this person's going with their feed? Just kind of like self-reflecting from an outside perspective. But here's some really good questions to ask yourself to help see if you're utilizing your social media in the most effective way. So first, it's going to break down into different chunks. The first chunk is your profile. So your profile picture, your bio, that sort of thing. Here's some questions to ask yourself to see if you're really leveraging these items to the best of your ability. So the first question is, do you have a specific group of people that you're trying to help? And does your bio reflect that? So what does that mean? For mine specifically, it's very fitness, mom, and faith related. So that's the way that I geared my Instagram. I'm going to pull up my bio just so I can read it. It says, living for his glory and motherhood, health, and everything in between. And then I have home gym queen, down 40 pounds and counting. So then when somebody comes to my page, they know that I'm going to talk about God, motherhood, health, and everything in between. They also can see, because I'm a home gym queen, that they can get home workouts from me, or home workout ideas from me, and then that I've been successful with my weight loss. So that's kind of a breakdown. I did help. Let me go to Ashley Si's page because her and I worked together to craft hers too. Where is she? There she is. Helping mamas flourish on the inside and feel fashionable on the outside during motherhood. So that's another example of that. And then I helped another one of her girls to create one. So I'm going to just go to that so I can give you some ideas of what to do. So this specific girl of hers loves to read, learn, loves watching documentaries, cooks, and candles. So like you kind of start with like, what are the things you love to do? And then I like dug a little deeper and I asked, is there any specific knowledge she has or like any specific type of cooking she likes to do? Because she said she likes to cook. And she said that she started doing keto meal prepping and likes reading motivational books, et cetera. So what I came back with was keto meal prep and mom of 3, self-care and self-development is my love language, is what I put for hers. So like when somebody comes to your page and they're reading your bio, are they going to understand what you're about? And then does your platform reflect that? So if you're saying that you're somebody that's, I'll just use myself for example, that I'm living for his glory and motherhood, health and fitness and everything in between, but then nothing on my page talks about those things, like people are going to hop on your page and be like, why am I even here? So what specific group of people are you trying to help, and does your bio reflect that, is the first set of questions to ask yourself regarding your profile. The next one, and feel free to drop questions you have at any time, or if you want clarification or anything like that, drop them in the chat. And then at the end of this, I'll go through and answer some questions if you have questions on a specific thing. Then your profile picture. Is your profile picture of just you? Is it, so you got to think like, especially on Instagram, the little profile picture bubble is like super tiny. And same with Facebook, it's not huge, it's pretty small. And then when you show up in chats, that bubble is really tiny too. So if you're like super zoomed out, people aren't going to be able to say like, is this that person? So having a profile picture that is like distinct and set apart, if you can, this is what I suggest. Something that is like chest up, if you can. Now, there's a lot of people that do full body ones, and that's fine, especially if you're like in a fitness space or it makes sense for you. If you're somebody that travels, obviously have some sort of like landscape in the background or something like that. But typically, if you're wanting to draw the eye, you want to have a pretty plain background. So like this would be a good example of a good contrast, but I might wear like a white shirt instead of a dark shirt if I have a dark background. So dark background, lighter shirt, light background, darker shirt, so that there's that contrast that draws people's eye to your profile picture. And it's clear, it doesn't have any silly filters on it. It's not like fuzzy. There isn't you and a bunch of other people. So they're like, which one is she or he? I know that we want to put our fam in our profile pictures because we love them, but you can utilize on Facebook your cover photo for that or your feature photos. But this is you that you're selling to the people. So people will buy you before they ever buy your product. So that's why it's important for you to have a very, very clear profile picture. So that's regarding your profile. Do you have a specific group of people that you're trying to help? Does your bio reflect that? And then how does your profile picture look? Is it clear? Can they tell who you are? Is there a contrast? Is it drawing to the eye? That sort of thing. Next, we're going to move on to content. So first question to ask yourself regarding content, is it geared to a specific topic or does it make sense with your bio? So are the things you're posting making sense to what you're saying your page is about? Or is it like there's no rhyme or reason? You don't have any, like it's just a bunch of pictures of you, unless you're somebody that's like your thing is photography or like really curated photos, then it makes sense. But if it's just a bunch of pictures of your face, then somebody's like, why would, I mean, sure, she's pretty or I like her page or whatever, but like, what is the value for me in following this person? So making sure that you're having that nice range of different forms of content. That's the next question, to use different forms of content. So ones that are like, do these quotes that they have posted make sense? Are they nice, pretty, clear quotes? Or is it like you're just pulling a bunch of pictures off of Pinterest and throwing them up on your page and they might be blurry and don't fit the grid right and da 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 da. That's why I highly suggest creating them with like Canva or something like that, taking the quote and repurposing it. Do your reels make sense to your specific topic, or are you just posting reels that have to do with a trend and you just want to get a trending reel? You want your content to make sure or to make sense with what you're saying your page is about. Yeah, so those are the questions to ask. Is it geared to a specific topic? Do you use the different forms of content, and does it make sense? Your grid or your timeline makes sense to what you say you're about in your bio. So that's your content. Your reach. These are questions to ask yourself about your reach. Are you utilizing reels on Facebook, on Instagram? Are you utilizing TikTok, whatever? Because those are the best ways for you to grow organically, is by utilizing reels. Are you reminding your audience to save or share your content? So again, we had talked about this a couple weeks ago, like giving people the action steps in your content, because sometimes you just have to coach your people how to interact with you. So saying like, save this for the next time you blah, 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 share this if you found value, share this with a friend that needs to hear this, like whatever that might be. But are you actually telling them to make action with your posts? Like this, if you relate, comment if you've dealt with a similar situation, like whatever that might be, instructing people to interact with your content. Are you talking about your posts in your stories? So like, let's say you create a post that's not a reel, because sometimes I think you can just share your reel on your stories and it just kind of makes sense. But if you have like a topic that deep dives and you're teaching something, or you're walking through a specific topic, talk in your stories about that, and then say like, I have an excellent post for this, even if it was one that was created a long time ago, you can repurpose it and say like, actually, I have a post that I created about this, like go reference that. Or I'm creating a post, or I'm putting up a post today that helps with your meal prepping, or that helps with your exercise, or that helps with some affirmations you can use, or like whatever your specific thing is. And then when you share your post into your stories, it makes more sense because they're like, oh, that's what this specific post is about. So are you talking about your post in your stories? So that's all about reach. Using reels, reminding your audience how to interact with your posts, and then talking about your posts and your stories, and then sharing them there. Last piece is engagement. Are you showing the love? Are you actually engaging with people that follow you, people that don't even follow you, but happen to be within the same type of hashtag? Are you engaging with other reels when you're on there trying to find sounds? Are you showing the love to others? Because I always say, like, how can you expect love if you're not even showing it? So are you engaging with other people as well? Is it easy for others to engage with you? Or are you just talking about yourself all the time? Are you asking for feedback? Are you asking for people's experience with things? Are you asking for advice? Are you making it simple for people to actually comment, like, engage with your stuff? Or is it just you talking about yourself 24/7 and there's no door for them to walk through to be able to engage with you? So some examples of this might be like, if you're doing an engagement post on Facebook, like, tell me your favorite recipes. That's a great way for others to have an easy way to engage with you, obviously. If you're asking for advice, opinions, that sort of thing, all the time. But another way might be like, comment if you have a similar experience, comment if you can relate to this. Do you have a specific time that you can think of? Tag a friend, like whatever. Are you making it simple for people to talk about your post, or are you not even opening the door? And then, are you replying to people's stories? That's another good engagement thing. So are you actually going through stories, seeing when you see something interesting or that you can relate to or that you agree with, having a back and forth conversation regarding that story on someone else's story? It's a really great way to boost your stuff to go into their feed, but it's even more important, it's great to build a relationship with somebody when you're in their messenger. So I'm going to go through the questions one more time, super slow, and then we'll go into planning your week. So questions to ask yourself to improve your social media strategy, your profile. Do you have a specific group? Does your bio reflect that? And how does your profile picture look? With your content, is it geared to a specific topic? Do you use different forms of content? And does your grid or timeline actually make sense to what you say you're about? Reach. Are you using reels? Are you reminding your audience how they should interact with you with sharing, saving, tagging, that sort of thing? Are you talking about your posts in your stories and then sharing your post to your story? And then with engagement, are you showing the love to other people? Is it easy for others to engage with your content? Are you making it easy for them? Are you opening that door? And then, are you replying to other people's stories? So, good questions to. Oh, yeah, I know. I get that all the time. I just leave them. I don't even interact with them. I just leave them on there. You'll get that anytime you utilize hashtags usually. So whatever. I don't bother like unfollowing bots because I really don't care. If somebody's being a complete creep in my DMs, then I'll block them. But typically I'm just like, whatever. I don't really care. It's not worth my time to actually go through and do that. So let's go to planning our week. So Monday, Facebook and Instagram, we're just going to stick with a simple, inspiring quote that has to deal with whatever your specific topic is that you have decided to make posts around all the time. So create your own on Canva, go to Pinterest, search For instance, like I do like Christian quotes or fitness quotes or stuff like that. And then I take that and repurpose it and make it my own that kind of has like a same kind of feel to it. Sharing that on Facebook and Instagram. It's going to be pretty simple on Monday. Stories, show your capsules and tell about why they're so important to you on a Monday. And then here's an extra thing that we're going to do this week. Take 2 to 3 thrivers in your story or more if you want. So then when you're taking back and forth, you can show that other people are utilizing the products for different reasons as well. So like maybe for you, the capsules are important because you used to be somebody that hit the snooze all the time. But maybe for another person, they have a toddler and it's better for them to be able to be up before the baby so that they can do stuff. Like it just allows people to see different walks of life. So take 2 to 3 thrivers in your story if you can. When you do the @ symbol on Instagram and you type in their handle, after you type it all out, you can drag it down into the corner and then it won't even show up like that you tag that person, but it'll still tag them. That's what I do personally. So take 2 to 3 thrivers talking about your capsules and why they're important to you. Oh, good idea. I didn't even think of that. Tuesday for Facebook, I want you to talk, or you can, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just giving ideas. One fear that you had about starting your business that ended up not being true. So I think it's important that you understand there are people that may be watching you that are actually fearful to join the business in some way or another, like for different reasons. And if you're just pretending like everything is all hunky-dory and you're not ever addressing the potential fears that people have, it's like you're just trying to like pretend like everything is puppies and rainbows and puppy dog kisses, and it's not. So there are people that have legitimate fears. So maybe it's price that you had a fear about before and how you overcame that. Maybe it was that you wouldn't be successful and you ended up seeing success. Maybe it's that you came from a different culture, from a different company, and it was really toxic and you were worried it was going to be the same and it ended up not being that way. Maybe it was you were afraid you weren't going to fit in, and then you ended up finding a group of people that you really fit in well with. Maybe it's that you doubted yourself in the beginning and your potential, and through growing through this business, like you've seen yourself grow. Whatever your specific story is, what's a specific fear that you had before joining the business, and then how that was completely untrue. So Instagram, we're going to teach with a carousel. Again, a carousel is a multi-slide post, so like multiple pictures. So you can either do pictures of step-by-steps of like a recipe. You can do videos, multiple little video clips of a recipe that you're making. You can do words like step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, and do like it in Canva, whatever you want, however your creative side wants to take that and run with it. Instagram, teach with the carousel. Story, do a business unfold or just talk about the business. Talk about what your paycheck's helping you with this week, or if you're not getting a paycheck, I'm trying to help all walks of life with this, of course, because if you're new to this business, maybe you don't have a paycheck yet, or if you're still growing, talk about how you converted your paycheck into credits so that you can share it with your people. You can talk about a friend that you met in the business, or that you're excited to see. If you're going to Thrivepalooza, you're excited to travel outside of your state, or like whatever that might be. So business unfold, which is like me telling about my experience with the business and how I've grown from it, or just physically talking about something that you're excited about within the business. Maybe it's like that you actually have goals for the first time and you've never been somebody that's been goal oriented, whatever that might be. Wednesday. Midweek, it's hump day. How is Thrive helping you midweek on Facebook? So like, what is it doing for you? Like when you hit that midweek slump, is there a specific product that you like to do because you're just feeling like a little worn out from being halfway through the week? If you have a busy schedule, how is Thrive helping you with that? Like whatever your midweek thing is. Instagram, we're going to do a reel And then on stories, we're going to do St. Patty's Day poll because the next day is St. Patty's Day. So do some sort of St. Patrick's Day. Do you celebrate it? Are you Irish? What do you eat on St. Patrick's Day? Blah, 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 blah. And then what's your favorite patch and why? What's the current patch that you're using? Why are you using it? Why is it important to you? That sort of thing. Thursday, Facebook, you can do some sort of St. Patrick's Day post. Maybe you're dressing up for work. Maybe your kids are dressing up for school. Maybe whatever it is, you can do that. Or do a throwback Thursday if you're not into St. Patrick's Day. Instagram, you can also do throwback Thursday or just a simple photo of you with a little backstory. So this can be like maybe you're proud of an accomplishment you've had recently. This can be about how a specific obstacle you've overcome, like whatever you want to insert there. Story, talk about a plus line item. And I have a reason for that for the next day. So talking about one specific plus line item, maybe it's, if I don't know if you'll have it by then, but the pink drink, if you're going to get that. You can talk about the gummies. You can talk new gummies that we have. You can talk about the water if you ordered the water. My kids love the gummies, honestly. Every morning they ask me for them. It's kind of cool that I can actually get them to eat vitamins. But you can talk about that. You can do heat, chill, whatever's rest. I don't know, balance, any specific sort of plus sign item. I'm going to preface this and say though that if it can be one that is singularly packaged, that would be better because of my idea for the next day. So if you can have ones that come single packaged, so maybe activate, rest, form, capsules, even you can talk about, I don't know, any specific one that comes in an individual form. Blast, thirst, you get the idea. Friday for Facebook, Flex Friday or Sample Friday. Flex Friday, I am going to say it again. Do not tag 1,000 people because it ruins your algorithm and it also ruins theirs. And when people see it, they're like, she's just trying to get other people to comment on it. Do not tag other people. Share your link with your friends for them to comment on your Flex Friday. Do not say terms like DFT or give zero context to why you're posting yourself flexing. Like if you're just like, it's Flex Friday, and then it's just you with the patch and people are like, okay, cool story, bro. Like, I don't understand. So you can say like why you choose to flex on Fridays. Maybe it's to remind yourself of where you've come from, like how your life used to look versus how it looks now. Whatever that might be. Or you can do a sample Friday. So asking if people, if they want to try a sample, show that you're packing up samples of like a picture with product spread all over, like whatever you want to do, creative freedom there. Instagram, we're going to do a reel again on Friday. And then story, I want you to talk about how you're going to send out samples of whatever that specific plus sign item is, if you want. So if you were talking about activate the day before, say like, hey, I have like 6 of these that I can send out, like drop a comment if you're wanting to try it. And then when they reach out, just say, hey, it's just $5 so that I can ship it out to you and send me your address. It's super simple. Don't overcomplicate it. If they're like, oh, I didn't think it was going to cost money. Okay, bye, Felicia. Don't worry about it. If you're in the lack mindset that you think like, I have to get this person because there's no one else, my friend, there are 7 billion people on this planet. If Sally Sue says, I don't want to pay for it, move on, because there's more people in the world. There's people that are going to be willing to pay. If she's not willing to help chip in for shipping, then she ain't going to buy the product probably. Now, are there exceptions? Of course, there's always exceptions. People that you know personally that you know are good on their word, that if they were to like this thing, they would probably order. Absolutely give it for free if you feel like it. But put value on your product, please. So that's for your story on Friday. Saturday, Facebook Small Business Saturday or a lifestyle post. So a lifestyle post is just showing how it's easy to fit your business into your lifestyle any way that you can. So it can be like you're chilling and your kids are in the background and you're on your laptop, or like, this is my workspace that I created in home, like whatever that might be, showing that you're able to work this in a super flexible manner so that people don't think you have to like actually leave to go somewhere to work this. Like, you can just do it from home. Small Business Saturday, you can be super flexible with that too. Maybe you have a special promo you want to throw out. Maybe the company decides to throw out a promo next weekend. I don't know. We never do. And then, or you can talk about like, these are some of my business goals, like drop your link for your business so we can support each other, like whatever that means. And that's a really good way for you to like highlight other people without seeming like you're gatekeeping business, if that makes sense. So like, there'll be people that'll post. I've done this before in the past. I don't do it a ton. I usually only do it like once a year. But some people have makeup and we don't have makeup. And some people have nails and we don't do that. And some people have other things like scents and stuff like that. And like, why wouldn't you want to support another woman in business? If you're not willing to support, or at least if you can't financially support them, just support them with like a community. Why do you expect other people to do the same thing for you? So that's something that I do every once in a while for like a Small Business Saturday. Drop a link to your business. So if someone's shopping around, blah, 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 and maybe some of those people will hop on your link too. Instagram, another reel. So if you can create 3 reels this week or one day, just create 3 of them and post them throughout that week. If that seems too overwhelming, feel free to insert something else, but I think it's important that sometimes you just push yourself outside of your comfort zone. Story, take people through your day and how Thrive is helping you throughout your day. So like today I plan on exercising and meal prepping and going grocery shopping, and I'm gonna try to remember to take people on with me because I always forget. Like, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna show them all my groceries, and then I put them all away and I'm like, dang it. So if you're like me and you struggle with that, like set reminders if you need to. Like if you have something going on that you wanted to highlight in your stories, like set up, I don't know, alarm reminder or something like that. But and then at the end of the day, maybe show like, this is how I was able to get everything done today, even on a Saturday. So like, and show your patch. Any questions? Because we're like right at 8:30. Gosh, I'm good. This will be recorded. The recording will be put underneath the announcement of the Zoom per usual. It'll be on the YouTube page, which is, I believe, just Megan Holcomb, if I'm not mistaken. Otherwise, if there are no questions, I hope y'all have a wonderful Saturday. I will see you next Saturday. If you're in the Ultimate Thriver, we only have 2 weeks left. That's insane. You're so welcome. I love you guys. Have a wonderful day.